Hare Krishna. Welcome to the Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Thank you so much for this most auspicious activity, which is to speak and hear Srimad Bhagavatam. So we will start with Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupah Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutah Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Rubhya Evacha Patitanam Bhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Okay. We will recite the invocation verses for Srimad Bhagavatam. If you would like to unmute, you can unmute and follow. Our gratitude to Sri Shukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj, and to Srila Suta Goswami and Shaunaka Rishis. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya.
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Chaiva Narottamam.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Devim
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Tato Jayamudiraet.
Tato Jayamudirayet.
Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu.
Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Vatyuttama Shloke.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki.
Bhaktir Bhakti Nashtiki.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Devaki Nandanaya Cha.
Devaki Nandanaya Cha.
Gopa Kumaraya.
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Okay, so we are discussing Canto 10, Chapter 28. And I thank you very much for allowing me to absorb a little bit in the study of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, what we have covered so far, we will quickly review. So this is the BBT painting of, it shows both Lord Krishna and Balaram going to the abode of Varuna. The description says only Krishna went. That's okay. One second, let me find it here. And you can see the fish sort of floating in the air, but it's not in the air, it's in the water, because Krishna went into Varuna Lok, and Varuna Dev is the Devata of the water bodies. So here, what happens is, Nanda Baba enters the Yamuna river for Parayan of the Ekadashi at the beginning of Dwadashi. It's a short Dwadashi, so he has to do it quickly. So he happens to enter at night because Dwadashi would end. And then one of the servants of Varuna Dev, he captures Nanda Baba because he thinks that it is not the right time yet. The sun has, the Brahma Muhurt has not started. So he gets captured, but when Varuna Dev sees who has been captured and brought, he becomes very embarrassed due to his servant, and he knows that very soon Krishna is going to come. We also discussed that instead of returning Krishna himself, he waits, because it is going to be a once in a many lifetimes opportunity to see Krishna himself. And he knows that Krishna knows everybody's heart. So he knows that Krishna will realize the purity of his intentions, and will also realize that it was not really his mistake. It was an innocent mistake of his servant, not only not his mistake, a mistake by the servant. Still he takes responsibility, and that too an innocent mistake because of his ignorance. So Krishna is not harsh, and plus he will get the benefit of seeing Krishna personally. So due to all this, so when Varuna Dev puts Nanda Baba, there is this picture, Nanda Baba on the throne, on his own throne, and makes sure that he's given the maximum possible respect and offerings. So when Krishna arrives, he is not mad or he's not angry at Varuna Dev. And then there are the four verses of prayers by Varuna Dev, so which we had discussed last time. So that is where we stopped. So the first prayer was, he describes his own position as a Devata, saying that Devatas are in the material world. We are in the material world, and seeing Krishna and serving Krishna is really the main purpose or the topmost purpose of everyone's, including their own lives. So with that mood, he washes Krishna's feet and puts himself as a servant of Sri Krishna. Then he describes the position of Krishna to be the Supreme Lord, Bhagavan, and also Brahman and Paramatma, and says that you are the creator of the entire creation, and Maya, or this material nature, cannot even touch you at all. Then he begs forgiveness, asking for forgiveness for the innocent mistake of his servant, but he still takes responsibility for that. And he requests Lord Krishna to please take his father away, whom he loves so much. So this is what happens so far. I think we covered till verse number 8. So we will continue from verse number 9. Okay, so I will do our usual screen sharing. So yeah, there is one last picture that I had found. Nanda Maharaj is then, after they come back, Nanda Maharaj is all too excited to share what he saw with the Vrajvasis. And he is just so excited, and the Vrajvasis we will see become similarly excited. So we will see what they say. So anybody remembers the homework I gave at the end of last class? Anyone else other than Shyamlila Mataji? Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Okay. Go ahead, Kalptaru Mataji, and then we will go to Shyamlila Mataji. I'll reverse the order because of obvious reasons.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. The homework was that why the Gopas, were so much enthusiastic to see Vaikuntha. So yeah, yes, Prabhu, that was the homework.
Okay. Yeah, Shyamlila Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. So, like how always we read that they have so much prem and like the aiśvarya does not attract them. So then, why is it that this time they wanted to see if they can live in the abode, like live in Vaikuntha, not just visit and come back?
Okay, very nice. So, what is the answer? Anybody?
So,
You can raise your. One sec, something happened on my screen. The view changed. Okay. Yes, Shyamlila Mataji. Okay, go ahead, please.
So, Prabhuji, it is like kind of, I read 2-3 commentaries and I'm basing it on it. So, please forgive me if I misunderstood. So, like Yoga Maya, she gives the Vrajvasi that curiosity so that Lord could show them like very effortlessly how sweet their bond is with him and how like Vrindavan is the sweetest place. Because when they see all of this, like one of the examples that was given is that they see the Vedas worshipping him, and they have this thought in their head, कि यार he has not come running to us, कि वो बेचारा like my sweet Krishna who comes running to us to hug us whenever we are there, he's not here. So what is the point of that lacking of sweetness? So they kind of become like more in love with the sweetness of Raja and the reciprocity that they receive from Bhagwan in Raja. And also the other thing that I remember this, I did not read in any commentary,
Wait. Just to make sure the essence is being captured, okay, of what you said. Can you summarize? Like the question is, why did the Vrajvasis, the Gopas, have this desire?
Right. So
to
like
see Vaikuntha or to enter Vaikuntha. Yeah, go ahead.
So like the desire was given to them by Yoga Maya, just so Bhagwan could show them the sweetness of their bond and the uniqueness of Vrindavan that they share with him, like within the life that they already have.
Okay, got it. So what you're saying is the desire was orchestrated by Yoga Maya to show them the superiority of their current position, which is in Vraja, compared to this so-called Vaikuntha, which is a little mired, so to say, with aiśvarya.
Right.
Got it. Okay. Yes. So that is okay. Let's just put that aside. Point number one. You said something, you were going to say something else.
Ji, also kind of related to this, but I did not read this in a commentary. But like in Brihad Bhagavatamritam, verse 36211, Srila Sanatan Goswami says that Bhagwan likes to make all the cowherds feel like they are alone most dear to him, and he is, so to confirm their mentality, कि यार, these are my sweetest, most loved devotees out of everybody else. he sort of makes this, because in the last class, like in 26th chapter, they were like, "Arey, we are so ordinary people. Why would something like this even happen to us?" So to sort of, show them that, no, you are my most beloved.
So 1 second. So once again, what is the essence? What the desire again in this case also is coming orchestrated by Yogamaya? Are you saying that?
Kind of by Yogamaya, but it is an extension from like chapter 26, where they are constantly thinking, okay, we are just these ordinary cowherd men. Like, why would anything special or like something like this, why would it even happen to us?
So how does that give them the desire in their heart to see Vaikuntha?
I mean, maybe, yeah, the desire still, I guess, comes from Yogamaya to
Okay.
also like prove this point that they are not just ordinary like anybody.
So orchestrated by Yogamaya to show them how dear they are to Sri Krishna when he shows them the Vaikuntha. That's what you're saying.
Ji.
All right, got it. Okay, makes sense. Anyone else? And you don't have to have read the commentaries. Your personal thoughts are also welcome. Of course, they cannot be completely like misaligned, but everybody here is a seasoned devotee, has gone through many understandings, and has a fairly good understanding of our Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. So you can share if you would like. Okay, you can raise your hand even later in the next 2 or 3 verses. So, which is where we will cover some more points. What she mentioned are definitely very valid. We will cover at least one more important point. Okay, so let us continue from verse number 9. I just made this reference here. I will look at this Brihad Bhagavatamrit reference that Mataji gave. Okay, so let us continue with text number 9. So, Lord Krishna is coming back. He returns with Nanda Baba to Vraja, and everybody is very happy. That is what is happening in verse 9. I think we did not cover 9 last time. Am I right? We have to start from 9. We'll cover it anyway. Shri Shuka Uvacha Evam Prasaditah Krishno Bhagawan Ishwareshwaraha Adayagat Swapatiram Swapitaram Bandhunam Chahvanam Mudam. So, Shukadev Goswami begins to speak that upon Evam Prasaditah Krishno. So, Prasaditah means to please Krishna, or to worship or to satisfy Krishna. Bhagawan Ishwareshwaraha. So, Varuna Dev completely satisfied, completely very nicely worshipped. Ishwareshwaraha, he is the Lord of the Lords. So, which means that he is the supreme controller even above himself, Varuna Dev. Adayagat Swapitaram, and that please take your father, Swapitaram, your father. And when he took his father away and he reached, so one thing that is mentioned by Sri Sridhar Swami is that all this episode happened before the end of Dwadashi. So before Dwadashi ended, and we discussed, I think we discussed this aspect, I can't remember, of the expansion of time and, more time or more events happen in Varuna Loka, and or in a very short time, even though only 4 verses were uttered here, over here the whole night had passed, and it looked like Krishna went, received worship, took his father, and came back. So before the end of Dwadashi, he came back. Bandhu Nam Chahvan Mudan. So Mudam means became very mudita. Mudita means very happy. And Bandhu Nam is all the Gopas who were waiting. So they became very happy. Cha avahan. Avahan means when they came back. Nanda Maharaj and Krishna, when they came back, all the Gopas became very happy. So, yeah, not many notes here. And translation. Okay, let us see. Suryanarayan Prabhu, could you kindly read this?
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
So Sukadeva Goswami said, thus satisfied by Lord Varuna, Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord of Lords, took his father and returned home, where their relatives were overjoyed to see them.
Thank you. So these are the DBT translations that we are reading along with. Verse number 10. So now comes the, this is, I call it the but verse. So, very nice word. Where is the but? Tu. Tu means this is tva, but atindriyam. So tu atindriyam becomes tvatindriyam. So it is tu. Tu means but. So there's a but. So Nanda Baba he saw all this astonishment, or he was astonished in all this astonishing worship. And we will see here. Let's go through line by line. How he got astonished. Nandasvatindriyam drishtva lokapala mahodayam krishnecha sannitam sannatim tesham gyatibhyo vismito bravit. So, Nandastva atindriya drishtva. So, atindriyam means never before seen or completely astonishing. Drishtva or sight, or he saw an astonishing sight. Nanda, so on seeing this, he was wondering, or something was going on in his head. Lokapala mahodayam. Lokapala means by the Lord of the Varuna planet, which is Varuna Dev. Mahodayam is, he saw the great opulence. Maha Odaya means great opulence. Never before such opulence was seen in Vraj. Vraj was very opulent, but material opulence, like shining opulence. And one of our acharyas, I forget who, I think Shri Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, he calls this as, what do you call? False, what do you call that jewelry, jo fake jewelry hoti hai? Imitation jewelry. So it seems imitation jewelry was there even at that time, because not everybody can afford pure gold or whatever, diamonds. So imitation jewelry. So, but still, and sometimes imitation jewelry looks brighter than the real one. Maybe you can put bigger stones and more because it's cheaper to put. It's putting so much gold and such big diamonds is not possible in real. So it was glittering, and sometimes people get attracted more to imitation jewelry than to real one. So that is what was the situation of Nanda Maharaj. His Vraja is like real jewelry. That is the reality, or that not reality, but that's the real gold, or real, that's the real stuff. But on seeing this Varuna Loka, Nanda Maharaj was like, oh my God, this was so beautiful. It was so nice. So like that. So Krishnecha sannatim tesham. And what else he saw? So he saw the opulence, even though it was a little fake or at a material level, devoid of love of Krishna. And he saw that sannitam means offering obeisances. Tesham is a plural word. So Varuna plus all his followers. So he saw everyone in Varun Lok offer completely, like, very nice obeisances to Sri Krishna, as if he is some really, really great personality. And on seeing this, he could not keep it in his heart or in his stomach. So he was constantly thinking, who is this Krishna? I never knew. He is like really the Supreme Lord. I have to tell everyone. So, Yatibhyo Vismito. So, Vismito means he was completely Vismit, surprised, and couldn't digest the fact. My son is the Supreme Lord. ये मतलब ये कहाँ से मतलब ये कहाँ से हो गया ये, like from which angle this whole thing happened, he just could not fathom. And to his friend Gyatibhyo, to his friends or everyone, Gyatibhyo means it's not Bandhu. Gyatibhyo means anybody he knew, which means that anybody and everybody whom he met, he was willing to share. Not just to his close circle, he wanted to share to everyone. Bravit means to share or speak. So he was like, ready to tell anyone and everyone he met that who this person is. He's the Supreme Lord. And so he met the Gopas who were there and he started sharing with them. So this is what is going on. Okay, so this is the extreme sort of curiosity and astonishment and amazement, and he's just too excited and he wants to share with everyone. All right. Makarand Prabhuji, can you please read this?
Hare Krishna. Nanda Maharaj had been astonished to see for the first time the great opulence of Varuna, the ruler of the ocean planet, and also to see how Varun and his servants had offered such humble respect to Krishna. Nanda described all this to his fellow cowherd men.
Thank you. All right. Now comes verse number 11, and this is our big question. Okay. This verse has the big question. So what is happening? So now he has narrated everything. That's not captured in the verses. He wanted to narrate to his friends and he narrated. Upon hearing, so that's what it says, hearing about Krishna's pastimes with Varun. Okay. So let's read the verse. Te chautsukya dhiyo rajan matva gopas tamishwaram apinah swagatim sukshmam upadhasyad adhishwaraha. So the Gopas were also utsuk, or became curious on hearing this. So te means the Gopas. On hearing this, they, my dear Rajan, Parikshit, in their minds, dhiyo, they became extremely curious. Okay, full of curiosity or eagerness. So when they heard this, oh my God. Now here, please pay attention to the mood. Okay, very nice aspect of the mood is going to come out. Matva gopah tam ishwaram. That tam, that means that person. Who? Krishna. Our little fellow Krishna, who keeps hiding from us, he's afraid of us sometimes. Sometimes he pulls tricks on us. That Krishna is Ishwaram. That's how the Gopas thought. Matva Gopas tam Ishwaram. That this boy is Ishwara, is the Supreme Lord. The Gopas thought, Arey, aisa bhi hota hai. And then they thought that, is it possible? Api naha swagatim sukshmam. That to us, naha means to us, is it possible that to us, Swagatim means his abode, which is Vaikuntha, Sukshmam means transcendental or beyond the material world. So they are aware that Lord Vishnu resides in Vaikuntha, that they are definitely aware. They worship Lord Vishnu. They have been saying that the powers of Lord Vishnu enter into our Krishna. That is why he is able to do all these activities, wonderful activities. All this we had discussed in 26th chapter after he lifted the Govardhan hill. So they are very well aware of Vishnu and his abode, or Narayana and his abode. But now they are coming to know he is Narayan. And then they are saying, Are, at all, is it possible? Chalo, let us ask, let us try. If he will show us or he will take us, there is a slight, this thing, Upadhasyad. This has two different meanings given by different acharyas, to show or to take us. 1 and 2. Either way, it's kind of take us there. Adhishvaraha. So our Supreme Lord, will he take us to his abode, or will he show us his abode? Okay. So Sridhar Swami is the one who says, Prapayishyati. So I looked up the Sanskrit commentary. No English translation exists of the Sridhar Swami's commentary. Prapayishyati means prapta karna, means attain, or we can say attain, take us, or actually attain or bestow. That is the translation. The BBT translation says bestow. So prapayishyati kind of aligns more with that. Other acharyas have translated it as show, and my supposition is, and of course Sridhar Swami is like, if he has said it, that is like a line in stone. But others have said show because later on it will be abundantly clear that Krishna does not take them there, he shows them. He ends up only showing, and the word drishyati or drishtva, so which means to see, are clearly mentioned in the future verses. That is why they may have translated upadhasyad as to show, or they had the desire to see. But it is certainly possible that the Gopas had the desire to attain and Krishna only showed. There is a slight problem with that also, because one can argue that Krishna completely fulfills the desires of his pure devotees. So if the devotees wanted to attain that, why would he only show? Okay. He would make them attain, or at least take them there, give them a tour. Okay. Now, another meaning can be that, like Shamlila Mataji rightly mentioned, upon, so like how many of you have been to, I don't know, let's say White House? You can take a tour of White House, right? I have not. We went many years ago one time to Washington, D.C., and the tickets were sold, or whatever, the passes. So we arrived late or whatever, or we had to book in advance. But you can make a tour of the White House. Now, if you go inside the White House, are you attaining the White House, or are you still seeing it even though you are inside it? So it is kind of, you can see it from outside, you can see it from inside. You attain it also for some time, for the duration you are there. So you're getting a tour of it and then you come out. Either way, so all these meanings are possible. So it's kind of not very clear. But what is very clear in the later verses is that the word like drishtva or drishtum, or to see, are mentioned. But Srila Sridhar Swami says upadhasyad, which means to prapayishyati, prapta karna, or to attain. So that is the meaning of this verse. So they got this question that can we also see? But this is a very strange question. As pure devotees, we have been taught, pure devotees never even want to even turn their face, let alone see anything but Krishna, the sweet Krishna. Why would they ever even want to see, let alone enter Vaikuntha planet of the Lord? The Lord is here right in front of them, and they are having such nice interaction with Bhagavan right now. Why would they have any other desire? Don't we say anya bhilashita shunyam jnana karmadyanavritam? Anukulyena Krishnanushilanam. They are doing Anukulyena Krishnanushilanam right here. Why in the world did they get this desire? That is the big question. All right. So now again, I will ask, anybody has any more thoughts than what was discussed earlier today? Yes, Shalu Mataji.
I think Lord Krishna himself put the thought in their mind that they should.
Okay.
Because earlier also they were thinking, after 26th chapter, they had this thought and it was kind of written over. No, there is nothing like that. So probably.
Very good. So Krishna, and like it was previously said, Yogamaya, which is Krishna's Shakti, his Swarupa Shakti. So yes, through that Krishna made them desire. Okay, fine. All right, let's see. Archi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So I was thinking maybe it is a gift of their devotion to Lord. So Lord has put that, in their mind that they would ask to see the abode.
Like
One
a
thing.
reward,
Yeah.
like a.
It's a reward, kind of a gift to them.
All right.
Yeah. And another thing I was thinking, like in a maybe a little bit negative way. Okay, it's like, sometimes we say, okay, your son is like this, like, then can you, show us that, like, in a negative way I was thinking, but it may not be
To
true.
prove, to justify. If you are,
Yeah,
he's really
justify
the
that,
Lord,
he's
then show
correct.
us Vaikuntha, huh?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Thank you. So
Nice thoughts. See, nothing wrong. And with these, I mean, again, it should be done under proper guidance. But this is, I think, when it is said, Srimad Bhagavatam, Arthanam Asvado. So, of course, we must first understand the Tattva and the Siddhanta from our Acharyas. And but we should also absorb ourselves. I don't think there is anything wrong in that. I have received this teaching from my Gurujanas, and it's not that we should go and share that, oh, I got this realization, or anything like that, but it is perfectly valid or bona fide or encouraged that one should meditate on the pastimes of the Lord. Why may have the Lord done this? And if one gets some either doubts or some very nice realization, which makes one very happy from inside, one can go and share confidentially with their Gurujanas or with their close friends. Doesn't have to be Gurujanas, can be peers, and exchange the thoughts. Maybe they will relish, maybe they will offer their own thoughts, and there'll be an exchange of various realizations, and relishment can occur. And that is asvado rasikaihi saha, or to do this churning of Srimad Bhagavatam with like-minded devotees. So that is definitely encouraged. Okay. Yeah, here we are discussing and it's getting recorded and getting posted. But, my YouTube is not like a, 100 million people are subscribed. There are hardly 200 or 500 people, and that too, 20 will watch. So I don't care. I wish it stays like that, small and low profile. But we will have these sweet discussions. And we will, nobody can blame that, you're doing this in public. Okay. Yes, Shamlila Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, I was just thinking, is it like to make Krishna happy? Because sometimes if we are inquisitive, if somebody tells us something new and we are inquisitive about it and ask him questions, like I'll just give you a very material example. Sometimes my husband comes and tells me stuff that I have absolutely no idea about, but I keep asking him questions about it because I can see he's so excited to talk about it or like show me stuff about it, right? So it gives him happiness. I have absolutely no idea what he's talking about, but just it brings a smile on his face. So I'm like, Acha, tell me more, like what? So was it something like that to give Krishna happiness so he can show and tell and talk about his people or something like that?
Very nice, very nice. Anything, first of all, so take this as a sort of rule of thumb. When Krishna is present and pure devotee is present, all right, any why question is asked, why so and so, one of the thought that should come to your mind is, how can I find a way where the devotee is trying to please Krishna and Krishna is trying to please the devotee? That is a given. Even when they will fight, it has to be for the pleasure, like Bhishma Dev. So when Krishna and his pure devotee are present, the only relationship is of anukulyena Krishna anushilanam. Okay, there is mutual desire to make each other happy. So now you have to find the reason how. So very nice. So you're trying to, and I can appreciate that my kids do all this mathematics and all this art. I tell them, tell me more, and then, even though I cannot understand much, but yes, I like to hear what क्या बोलते हैं, कौन से गुल खिला रहे हैं. So all those things. Yes, Makaran Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I think they realize that Krishna is the Paramatma, and his Golok Dham is a place where his most exalted devotees go. So they were in kind of a bit, I'll not say envious, but they had some kind of feeling whether we are also in that category or not. That they just wanted to check that is there anyone above us?
हम कितने पानी में हैं?
हम कितने पानी में? At least we are that much close to him that he will.
All right, very nice. Okay, fine. Okay, I mean, yeah, those are like maybe not fully aligned. That one and one also, like another one that was mentioned, I forget, but they will not have those thoughts. Okay, so here is one more. Okay, so one more, and many of you have gone through Sri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay, and we have studied about Ragatmika Bhaktas. And who are Ragatmika Bhaktas? They are the Vrajvasis. And here we are talking about Nanda Baba and the Gopas in the Vatsalya Bhav. Okay, so they are in the parental mood. Okay, now again, probably parents may realize this, relish this. Maybe the others can also relish because they have been children and they can kind of think like their parents also. So both. Okay, and I will share a little bit one personal incident from my side as well. So Prema Bhakti. So what is so now BRS test. Prema Bhakti, what is the characteristics of Prema Bhakti? The distinguishing characteristic of Prema Bhakti. All our graduates. Yes.
Everything for his pleasure.
That is there. The distinguishing characteristic. Yes, Shamlila Mata.
Sandranand Visheshatma and Sri Krishna Akarshani.
Okay, that is from chapter 1. True. What it means. So, Sandrananda Visheshatma means thickened love. There are very unique characteristics. One word I am looking for. Yes, of course. Yeah, so that, the softened, the heart, matsrinya, that is softened. There's one more aspect I'm looking for. Somebody is saying, are more thickened, that is Sandrananda. So you're mentioning two, Sandrananda and matsrinya. You're missing on the third one. This was a question in the test. What are the key characteristics of Prema Bhakti? Come on.
Is Krishna Saukhyartam one of them, Prabhuji?
No. So you have to all redo BRS. And that is very nice. Even I need to redo BRS. Yesterday, I was not able to remember that verse with the 9. That was in the Ek Ang and Anek Ang Bhakti section. So, yeah, we all need to revise BRS. So what is the third one?
Is it selfless provision?
Now I have written the answer. What it means?
Mine-ness.
Possessiveness. Mine-ness. So, Shri Jiva Goswami, I think, bring this out very nicely. The difference between Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti. In Bhava Bhakti, the devotee says, I am Krishna's. In Prema Bhakti, the devotee says, what does he say?
Krishna is mine.
Krishna is mine. So hopefully this gives a very nice understanding of the difference between Bhava or the level of Prema Bhakti. So that is point number 1. I'm just trying to explain the concept very slowly. And this is a very important point which comes out. See, Srimad Bhagavatam is having all the rasas that are described, but only 10th canto is pertaining directly to Sri Krishna. And when we say Raganuga Bhakti, it is the following the footsteps of Ragatmika Bhaktas, which are Vrajvasis from Gaudiya Vaishnava standpoint. And that is only limited to first half of 10th canto, first 45 or so chapters. So, and not all the aspects of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu that are mentioned are coming out very strongly here in the Bhagavatam. So we have to understand whatever little is there in Bhagavatam, we have to catch and understand. So the aspect that is there, that is coming out here is Sambandha Rupa Ragatmika Bhakti. So the Gopas and Nanda Baba are in which? Sambandha Rupa or Kama Rupa?
Sambandha
Rupa. So keep that in mind. They have, and what is the defining characteristic of Sambandha Rupa?
There is a relationship established that cannot break.
Okay. So that's okay. Something more. So,
That mine-ness.
Mine-ness is there even in Kama Rupa. Okay. So, but if you look at the Sanskrit, Sri Rupa Goswami clearly says it is the Sambandha Abhiman. Okay. So mine-ness is there But mine-ness as a right. Abhiman means I have the right. So Nanda Baba can assert his right on Krishna. You are mine. You, Krishna, are my property. You follow? That is the difference. So there is Sambandha Abhiman. I am your father. You will do as I say. There is love in that also. So the Gopas also are in the elder Gopas are also in the same mood. No difference between Nanda Baba and the elder Gopas. They all consider Krishna as their little boy. अबे तुम मेरा छोकरा है, ठीक है, जैसा मैं बोलूंगा वैसा करेगा, नहीं एक लफड़ा पड़ेगा, समझे ना हिंदी में. So that is the mood. So they are very sure that Krishna is theirs. Krishna is mine. Like, prema bhakti, Krishna is mine. So they are very sure, they're very possessive. And they know that whatever belongs to Krishna, more than belonging to Krishna, it belongs to them. All right. So whatever is the property of Krishna, there is automatic curiosity to meddle with it, to tinker with it, to play with it, to explore it. There is this immense curiosity, okay, about whatever belongs to Krishna. So, because Vaikuntha is Krishna's property, the immediate thought is, "Arey, ye to apna hi hai. This is ours." This property called Vaikuntha suddenly becomes that of the Gopas, because they suddenly figure out, "Arey, Krishna is Bhagawan, Narayan. That means Vaikuntha is also ours." Suddenly they became owners of this huge thing called Vaikuntha. Chalo, let's go and have a look at our kingdom. ये तो अपना ही राज है. बाप ने क्या कहते हैं, अपने बाप का राज है, चलो देख के आते हैं क्या चल रहा है अपने राज में. Kind of feeling. Okay, it's like a kid in a candy store, and the kid realizes that the owner of the candy store is their father. In this case, their child. Okay, so suddenly they get adhikar. Please try to understand. They get adhikar on the property of Krishna. All right, I'll give you some examples, and maybe this is little personal, but I hope that my family will not be upset with me. So, like, I have my own. I'll give some examples. Now, phone is very personal item, isn't it? These days it is said, earlier it used to be said, there are only two people who know you best. Who is it?
Mother.
Mother. You must be or your wife might be a very lucky mother. Or your mother might be a very lucky mother to know you best. Who two people know you best? You and Krishna, isn't it? Now these days it has become three people. Three people know you best. Who is the third one?
Your internet provider.
Your mobile or whatever. Yes, exactly. I'm trying to make a funny point, but mobile is a very personal item, isn't it? Now I also have iPhone 16 Pro, bigger one than my children. Okay. So, but when their iPhone comes, I want to set it up. They apna iPhone jaldi mein, I will set it up. And they are like, no, Papa, I will set up. I said, no, shut up, I will set it up. And setting up your iPhone, what apps or whatever, and even after it has been set up, I try to, snatch it. That is that adhikar. It's not like I don't have mine. I have bigger and better iPhone than theirs, by the way. Okay. But that adhikar is there. When now my elder son has a own apartment in a different city. So when we went there, and it was one of the, it's in a San Francisco high-tech city, high-tech apartment, all these, high tech from phone, you can operate everything. So I was meddling with everything, how this works, that works. And he was like, oh, Papa, why are you doing all this? I'm like, you shut up. I need to understand how your apartment works. Even though I'm there for 2 days, I'm just curious. It's not like I will take over and start living there, but it is just like I want to, it's mine. Now, if I go in my friends or where I'm guest, I will be very reserved, closed. I'm not going to do that, but I feel that adhikar in his bed. He had a mattress. I said, chal tu niche so, me and my wife, we'll sleep on your bed. So we threw him down on the floor on his mattress, but we occupied his bed and we moved it around and all that. So there is that adhikar. Even though we are there for 2 days, I have the intention that it is actually mine. I want to stay there, or I find it much better in material terms. Personally, in my house, it's much better, bigger than his small apartment. But because of that feeling of adhikar, it's just like, hey, let's go explore what's out there. So this whole mood of the sambandha adhikar is coming here. One should understand that of the Gopas, that any property belonging to my son is mine. I have full right on it. So I said, let's go and see what it is. So this is also one more reason. And we can see this, the moment it's like, they realize that, oh, this is mine. This property is mine. So why not go see it? There is no intention to relocate there, leave this and go there. That's not the case. It's just that since it is mine, hey, why not? Let's go and have a look. So that feeling of mine, possessiveness of Krishna and his property suddenly becomes and that is very natural. So it is not misaligned. It's not that the Gopas are having some kind of moksha intentions or getting liberated from the material world and this and that. That's not the case. Now, in the future verses, that will be the angle that will be shown, and we will discuss that as well. Time permitting, I'm looking at the clock, it's already 1 hour. But time permitting, we will discuss that as well, why in the Bhagavatam that is mentioned. Okay. Any questions on this point of Sambandha Rupa Ragatmika Bhava? All right. So I hope that made sense, or I was able to convey that a little bit in a way that made sense. Okay. So now text number 12. And this is one of the few places where we can see that, this adhikar aspect. Otherwise, it's not present in many of the places, especially from the Vatsalya standpoint, from the parental standpoint. Iti swanam sa Bhagawan vigyaya akhiladrik swayam sankalpa siddhaye tesham kripayaitat achintayat. So here what's happening is that Krishna plans to fulfill the desire. So Krishna is omniscient. So he understands immediately what the Gopas, the elder Gopas, and including his father also gets the desire, but more so the Gopas. Nanda Maharaj has seen at least Varuna Lok. So he gets a sense. The Gopas, remaining ones, have neither seen Vaikuntha Lok nor Varuna Lok. So they are the ones who are more curious, but they all want to see Vaikuntha Lok. So Krishna understands this desire. So iti swanam sa Bhagavan. So of his swanam, of his swa means of his own loving devotees. So he can see, swanam means he can see the possessiveness. These are, they consider, it is also, yes, my devotees, but also it means they consider me to be theirs. Because of that, they got this desire in their mind. So he understood that. Sa Bhagavan Vijnana Akhila Drik Swayam. And so, or Vigyaya Akhila Drik Swayam. So he knew this because he's Akhila Drik. Akhila Drik means he's omniscient. Everything he can see. Sankalpa Siddhaye Tesham. Tesham means again plural there. So all the Gopas, Tesham, Sankalpa, they understood or they realized their Sankalpa or their strong desire to see or to go to Vaikuntha Loka. Kripaya etad achintayat. And because of his utmost compassion or kripa, he thought like this, that let me show it to them. Okay. So that is what is going on here. And translation. Shalu Mataji, aap padhiye.
Translation. Because he sees everything, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, automatically understood what the cowherd men were conjecturing, wanting to show his compassion to them by fulfilling their desires. The Lord thought as follows.
All right. So the Lord thought as follows. So what follows? Number 13. So now here comes a little bit of a, I would say, anti or not anti, what should I say? Opposite bhava or than the Vrajvasis. So let's see. Jano vai loka etasmin avidya kama karmibhihi uchchavacha sugatishu naveda swam gatim brahman. So Jano vai loka etasmin. So Krishna thought, so that is there from the previous verse, right? Achintayat. Krishna, out of his compassion, he thought as follows. Jano vai loka etasmin. These people of the world. So now this is a little bit of a opposite bhava, where Krishna is considering the Vrajvasis, the Gopas specifically in this case, to be materially conditioned. Materially conditioned people. And what do materially conditioned people want? They want to go to Vaikuntha, right? Oh, this world is a place of suffering. I want to go to Vaikuntha so that I can be happy. So that is not really the mood of the Vrajvasis. They don't want anything. What is that? Griyamanam. What is that? Vinamat sevanam janah. 329:13. Salokya sarupya samipya sarishtim ekatvam evacha grihamanam na diyan na grihamanam diyanti vinamat sevanam jana, something like that. That even if I'm willing to give without my seva, they don't want it, any of these moksha, any of these liberations. But here Krishna is thinking like opposite, and we will see why. So many, there's a very nice twist, extremely nice twist by Sri Jiva Goswami here. So we will see. So Jano vai, so Krishna thinks Jano, all these people of the world are full of avidya, kama and karma. So 3 faults, 1, 2 and 3. Okay. Avidya means, what is avidya? This mine-ness. Okay. Mam aham. And how can I be happy? everything should be there according to my happiness. And I can be happy in this material world. Or it's my job in the material world is to be happy. And I will go get it. I will find ways to get it. So that avidya is that this material world can give me happiness. It has the capacity to give me happiness. So there is a desire, kama, to be happy by specific means. Kama for whatever opposite gender is the number one kama. Then many other types of kama for wealth, dhanam, janam, sundarim, followers, appreciation, recognition, and then many other material things, wealth, property, this, that, all those things, job. And karma bhihi, and to give it, to make it reality, we do a lot of ugra karma or lot of action, lot of hard work to make it happen with the goal of being happy. That was the desire by these specific means. If I get this, I will be happy. If I get that, I will be happy. So that is the kama. I want this, this, that, that. With the goal of avidya, which is that if I get all this, I will be happy. Happiness is, my happiness depends on me having this wish list. That wish list is kama, and then our efforts to obtain that is karma. Okay. So this is describing the situation of the materially conditioned living entities. Avidya, kama, and karma. All right. And that is how people in this world are. Jano vai loka etasmin. And then Uccha avachasu. Uccha and avacha means upper and lower gatishu. Gatishu means destination. Paramam gatihi, Krishna says. But this is uccha and avacha, upper and lower destinations. So people therefore, based on this avidya, kama and karma, keep rotating. Na veda swagatim brahman. Brahman means they keep wandering. Okay, so they keep wandering among upper and lower destinations, species, planets, all this. Na veda swagatim. They keep going to all these other destinations, but they don't know. Na veda, they don't know their original or their swam gatim means their constitutional position. Constitutional or original destination, which is Krishna. So that is how Krishna is thinking. Okay, these people, they are so materialistic. This is a complete opposite. Are Vrajvasis materialistic? No. So how is Krishna thinking that these people, they just want to go to Vaikuntha? Okay, fine, they are my devotees. I will take them. No problem. And that is why Krishna's compassion. Compassion, where does compassion comes? Compassion comes when somebody is not deserving, but you still give them. That is compassion. But if somebody is deserving and you give them, usko bologe agar aap, I am doing compassion on you, he will get angry. He said, Arey, what compassion? I deserve it. I have earned it. Compassion, the definition comes when you don't deserve, but you still get, or the giver gives. He is called compassionate. Right? So the mood here is that the Vrajvasis don't deserve this. They are materialistic. And Krishna, out of compassion, will show. So now how to understand this? This is another like a googly, what you call, a twist, a googly thrown by Sri Shukadev Goswami, that how to understand Vrajvasis with this kind of, having this kind of a mood. Okay, so there are a couple of understandings, very beautiful ones, and including a very nice twist by Sri Jiva Goswami. Okay, so there are two main, but with the twist of Sri Jiva Goswami, 3 meanings, but we will take 2 meanings, 2 straightforward meanings. First meaning is the straightforward meaning. Okay. The straightforward meaning is, yes, Vrajvasis are just ordinary people and they have these feelings. Now, this is not the true Bhagavatam understanding, but Sri Shukdev Goswami has spoken the Srimad Bhagavatam to appeal not just to pure devotees, but to a broader set of people. So this verse is giving them that opening to the impersonalists also, to those who do not consider Vrajvasis as the topmost devotees. Those who do consider Vrajvasis as materially conditioned, they can be happy. Yes, Vrajvasis are materially conditioned. On reading this verse, they can get some confirmation that Bhagavatam is also saying this. That's why it is very important to read Bhagavatam with commentaries to get the proper understanding. Otherwise, multiple interpretations are possible. Even some impersonal interpretations are possible from Bhagavatam also, not just from Vedanta Sutra and Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavatam, which is the topmost Shuddha Bhakti literature, one can draw some. So one is the straightforward, not straightforward, I shouldn't say straightforward, I should say literal. The literal meaning is that. So it is to, where else did we see this? Any example? Like a complete contrast, like completely like, what is this? Does not fit with the real understanding we have about these topmost devotees. And Shukdev Goswami is saying things which are like, how does that come? Any example? One strong example comes to my mind, which we have studied in detail. Come on.
The character is saying something.
No, but of course, Shukdev Goswami is presenting it to everyone. Everything that is there in Bhagavatam, every word is from Shukdev Goswami's mouth. He is choosing which aspect of which character to present to the audience. Obviously, the characters have said many more things. If he's putting 5 verses, it's his prerogative to convey a specific mood through those 5 verses.
Krishna is explaining the Mimamsa philosophy in the beginning of Govardhan Puja.
Okay, very nice. Very nice. But there Krishna did have an ulterior motive. That motive was clearly there, that, I have to by hook or by crook. So she's mentioning my wife who's sitting next to me. You may not have heard through the microphone, but that when Krishna was explaining the Mimamsa, Karma Mimamsa philosophy in the beginning of Govardhan Puja to divert the mind of Nanda Maharaj from worshipping Indra to Govardhana. But there was an ulterior motive by Krishna. We did not much have to guess. Or it was not left to Acharya's interpretations. Where else? Shyamlila Mataji? Cannot think of?
No, Prabhuji.
No? Okay.
No.
One of your favorite?
My favorite? Oh my God. That is difficult to pick.
So what happens in the conversation between Krishna and the gopis in Kurukshetra?
Oh, right. He starts giving them the impersonal gyan like Uddhavji gave them.
Not only, yeah, but that is Acharya interpretation, that he's, again back to his, so to say, rascal nature, or his naughty or whatever. He's just trying to mess with the gopis. No, but really, if you see, even the gopis say, oh, our gyan has now been removed and now we have completely absorbed in you, in your lotus feet. A very like a gyan-oriented conversation happens between the two, between Sri Krishna and the gopis, and specifically Srimati Radharani, which is completely opposite to the mood of the divine couple, isn't it?
Ji.
So just like that, Krishna is thinking like this about Nanda Maharaj? Like, really? Like, wait a minute. Krishna has just been called in the previous verse. What is this? Akhila Drik. I mean, he's nowhere close to being Akhila Drik. He knows nothing. He's clueless. He's not omniscient. He's clueless. He doesn't know anything about the mood of Nanda Baba and the Gopas. So that is the feeling that one gets from reading this. Then the second understanding is to expound. So that's the literal understanding. Okay, so we reject that understanding. That's not the case at all here. There is a second understanding, which is that of nara līlā. Okay, this is the nara līlā, and this is where the sambandha rupa ragatmika bhakti comes. That they are so much, they are, first of all, they are not like completely in the spiritual realm and already in the Goloka Vrindavan, in the spiritual planet, so that there will never be even such a situation that show us the spiritual planet. They are already there, and they are aware that they are there, and they are having loving pastimes there. Okay, so then that is this aspect of showing us there will still be sambandha rupa ragatmika aspects, but not at least this one, to show us Vaikuntha. So the fact that this is nara līlā, and as humans, they will have this various types of adhikar, various types of demands on their child. This is just natural human tendency. Like I gave some examples from my side, and I'm sure every parent, and if you can recall your parents probably, you can see that they made some demands on you which were annoying to you at that time, but they were doing it simply because they felt that adhikar on you. They felt that right on you. Okay, like my father, I used to remember, we used to both have bicycles. His bicycle was kind of old and all that, and mine was, he bought me like a newer, little more modern, whatever, I don't know if you know the old bicycles in India, typical looking. Mine was little more like, sports like or whatever. So sometimes he would borrow my bicycle. Aaj main teri bike le ja raha hu, bicycle le ja raha hu. I would like, oh papa, mujhe bhi jana hai, I have to also go. No, I am taking, if you want, you take my bicycle. Hawa kam hai mere bicycle mein. The air in my bicycle is low. I would go and check, Arey papa, there is full air, why you want mine? I would get annoyed, but I can now understand that he just wanted to, just take my bicycle because I'm his son, and my bicycle is his bicycle. And I mean, I would also exert the same as a child, but I wouldn't even care to tell him. I would just assume that he will understand. If my bicycle's air is low, I will take his bicycle and just go. Even if he has to go to office, then he will be struggling. Oh, you took my bicycle and I had to go to office. No, I had to go play with my friends, so I took your bicycle. So that's how children behave. So this whole thing is that of, treating each other's property as their own. So this is nara līlā. All right. So they are exhibiting nara līlā. These thoughts come as part of that. Now comes Sri Jiva Goswami's understanding. Very nice, very sweet, and very simple. So what are the three things that are mentioned here? Avidya, kama, and karma. All right. So Sri Jiva Goswami says, avidya means they know nothing but me. Krishna is thinking avidya. Krishna is thinking these Vrajvasis, these Gopas are having avidya, right? Avidya means they don't know anything but me. They are completely clueless about everything else. Their whole mind is invested in me. So this is like the pure Gaudiya Vaishnav understanding. It would be like this. And the next thing is kama. That they have so many desires to please me and to serve me and to relish my pastimes. So they are full of kama. They are not kama less. Then it would become impersonal. I am just, merged in Brahman and I am happy. There is no desires. No, they have all these desires to please me, to interact with me, to relish pastimes with me, to serve me. And karma bhihi, they do so many activities to serve me, to enjoy with me various pastimes. So they are all absorbed in avidya, kama, and karma, but all that is anukul, all that is favorable to me. And then ucha and avacha. Gatishu means, here the meaning gatishu is species. And they come in all species. Children as gopas and gopis, the younger ones, the elder ones, elder gopas and gopis, males and females. Even animals, the cows, the monkeys, the birds, the squirrels, the deer, even the trees. What to speak of the trees, the grass, even the dust of Vrindavan. All these are trying to interact with me, are trying to please me. So they come in all species. So, and na veda swagatim, that they have no knowledge of the actual abode. They have only knowledge of Vraj, only knowledge of me. They have no knowledge of the Goloka Vrindavan in the spiritual world. And they are just, wherever I go, Brahman. If I go to another planet, they come there in the material world, because it is said Krishna's līlā is going on at all times in one universe or the other. So Krishna's līlā is permanently happening somewhere or the other in the material world. So these living entities or the Vrajvasis, they keep traveling with me to all these places. They never get a chance to go to their original, like the sannyasis, They don't have a home. They keep going from one location to the other, to the other, to the other, just wandering around. So just like that, the Vrajvasis, they keep wandering around with me, never go to Vaikuntha. So let me show them their original home of Goloka Vrindavan. So Sri Jiva Goswami says this, their original home is not Vaikuntha, is Goloka. So actually what he shows them is a vision of the Goloka planet, is what Jiva Goswami clearly says. And there's a word, I have written it in my notes, something like Gopanam Loka or Goloka, Gopanam Loka. If you shorten it, it becomes Goloka. So he shows them a vision of Gopanam Loka, the Loka of the Gopas. So we can see every word he has transformed it into a Vaishnava understanding. That avidya means they know nothing but me. Kama, they are full of desires to please me. Karma, they have all these various activities of bhakti or to interact, to do my seva. Ucha and avacha means they take birth, gatishu, they come in all species, all the way from birds and animals to human beings. And Brahman, they keep wandering around from one universe to the other with me. And they have no knowledge of their original home, which is Goloka. So let me show them their original home, Goloka. All right. So this is what is there in verse number 13. All right. Translation we did not read. Okay. Somebody can read who has not read. Kalptaru Mataji, you are there? Nahi, yes, Sukumar Prabhu, go ahead.
Translation. Lord Krishna thought, suddenly people in the world are wandering among higher and lower destination, which they achieve through activities performed according to their desire and without full knowledge. Thus people do not know their real destination. Hare Krishna.
So this is the literal meaning, but we discussed in depth what are the various possible other meanings. 14. So looks like we will not be able to complete the chapter. What should we do? 6:30. 17 tak. So 4 verses. Might take at least half an hour, or if we do quickly, then 20 minutes. Shall we complete quickly? Okay, I'm getting the instruction from my boss to complete it today. So let's do it. Okay, let's do it quickly. Iti sanchitya Bhagawan Mahakaruniko Harihi Darshayamasa Lokam Swam Gopanam Tamasah Param. So you can see Darshayam. Oops, what happened? Darshayam means showed. Okay. So, iti sanchintya Bhagavan, upon thinking like this, how? That these people are, materialistic, taking the literal understanding. Maha Karunaniko Harihi, the supreme Karuna, compassion, that even though they don't deserve, I will do it. Now, another meaning of that is for our learning. Okay. Our learning is that Krishna is so compassionate, that even though now this is not applying to Vrajvasis, okay? Shri Jiva Goswami has given us the best understanding of how the verse applies to Vrajvasis, okay? That's the alternate, the different way of seeing avidya, kama, and karma. But we are not like that. We have real avidya, real kama of material kama, and real karma, material karma, which is not towards Krishna. So our learning is that Krishna is compassionate. Even if we have some avidya, some material kama, some material karma, Krishna will still show his compassion. Our duty is whatever is the other. So if this is our life, if this is our bhakti, and this is our materialism or materialistic, whatever activities, avidya, kama, and karma, then we must at least continue to do this with as much sincerity, seriousness, and steadiness. It may not be 100%. It's not Uttama Bhakti. Uttama Bhakti is Anya Abhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. This should be 0. Then it will become, otherwise there is Anya. Anya is not 0. It's not equal to 0. It should be 0. Shunyam, 0 for it to be Uttama. So it may not be Uttama, but Krishna is still very, very Karunamaya. Okay. So we must, at least whatever portion of bhakti we are doing, that we must do very sincerely. Okay. So even if there is a desire, maybe, I want to have bigger house, bigger car, more money, whatever bhakti, I cannot say that means everybody who has those desires and is a devotee is a pretender, is a liar. That is not the case. Not at all. Whatever bhakti they are doing, anybody, they are doing genuinely. I know that. And everybody knows that about each other, looking at the devotee community. Otherwise, nobody is a fool to spend so many years in bhakti. There are so many nice, wonderful things to do in life. Why would they spend so much time and energy in bhakti? It doesn't mean that whatever else they are having some desires, my child should get good marriage, good job, I should get good job, more money. So that is fine. Krishna still is so kind, he will remove those desires very soon. So that is a very key learning. Like here it is shown, we may have desire out of bhakti, Krishna will still give us the result of bhakti. Here he shows them Vaikuntha. So like that, he will give us the result of the fruit of bhakti. We should continue to do our bhakti, this portion, very sincerely. Not worry too much about this. I am a bad guy, I'm a bad devotee. Not think like that. Okay? Rather put all that energy on the other side to strengthen whatever bhakti we are doing. And try to increase. Be in the stretch mode. This is the comfort mode, stretch mode, but not in the breakup or the panic mode, where it will snap. Not that much. So one should always try to be in the stretch mode, but not in the comfort mode, comfort zone. Okay? So that is a key learning for us. So what Krishna does? Maha Karuniko Harihi, very, very kind Krishna, compassionate Krishna. Darshayamasa lokam swam. He shows the darshan of the swam loka, of his own planet, which is Goloka planet. Gopanam, to the Gopas. To the Gopas. And that planet is not anywhere. It's not some Svarga loka or some other loka in the material world. It is tamasaha param. It is beyond tamas. Tamas means matter. Matter is called tamas. So beyond material world. So he does show them the real, actual Goloka planet. Swalokam. Okay. All right. Okay. Can someone please read translation?
I can.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Who was that? Kalptaru Mataji or?
It wasn't me, Prabhu, but I can read.
All right.
Yeah. Thus, deeply considering the situation, the all-merciful Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, revealed to the cowherd men his abode, which is beyond material darkness.
Thank you.
The first one also it looks like was Goloka and not Vaikuntha, although Vaikuntha is also belonging to Krishna.
Correct.
But my loka is
My loka, yes. Lokam swam. So, number 15. Kindly mute. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Yad Brahma Jyoti Sanatanam Yadhi Pashyanti Munayo Gunapaye Samahitah. So again, just a description of that Vaikuntha. So this is a description of Vaikuntha. So it is Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, and Sanatanam, and Brahma Jyoti. So let us see what it is. So Satyam means not material. Anything that is material is called Asatyam, Asat. It comes in Bhagavad Gita also, chapter 17, Sat and Asat. Om Tat Sat. When we will see that Om Tat Saditi. So in that we will discuss in detail what is Sat. But basically it means, and there is also this Kshara in 15th chapter and Akshara. So Akshara means which is not fallible. Kshara means fallible. Material, Asad. So Kshara, Asad, and matter are same. Akshara, Sat, and spiritual means it's spiritual. So Sat, Satyam means not material. Okay. And Jnanam means transcendental knowledge, or knowledge that is not material. So again, similar, but not material knowledge. transcendental knowledge. Anantam means unlimited. Unlimited both in the time and space perspective. Sanatanam is also eternal, so we can say it is unlimited. So these are the characteristics of that supreme planet. So basically the point is, it's not anything in the material world, it's the real Vaikuntha planet, Goloka planet that Krishna showed, and which has Brahma Jyoti. So it's not Brahma Jyoti, and this later on we will see, it will get clarified through the commentaries in the next verse. I think, yeah, 16, only 2 verses are left. So next verse, where we will talk about the lake, the Brahmarid lake, is a nice point to be made there. But, and its effulgence, Brahma Jyoti, is emanating from Vaikuntha. So Brahma Jyoti is coming out, dazzling light is coming out, that is Brahma Jyoti. Which yadhi pashyanti munayo, munis, the great sages, are able to see, pashyanti, that planet. Guna apaye means when they have transcended the material modes, which means when they have attained perfection. So that planet which the munis are able to see, pashyanti, again see, once they have transcended all material consciousness. And samahita means in samadhi. So munis are in the material world, but they have become completely self-realized, and then only in samadhi, which means in their hearts, in their minds, in deep trance, they can see the Vaikuntha planet. That planet was seen by, or was shown by, Krishna to the Gopas. Okay. So we can see that the rishis, the great sages, can also see it, but after tremendous amount of tapasya, or getting rid of all their material conditioning. The Gopas, on the other hand, here are not yet rid of material conditioning, taking it in the literal sense. They are completely rid of material conditioning, but taking the literal meaning also, there is a contrast between the previous verse and this one. That Krishna is, or Sri Shukadev Goswami is saying, hey, look at that. So in a sense, he is glorifying bhakti. That you don't have to be completely free of material contamination. You can have avidya, kama, and karma, even in the literal sense. Still, by bhakti, Krishna's compassion will kick in. And you can see what you cannot see by other yogas. So glorious is bhakti of Krishna. It's okay to have this compartment. Some materialism, some bhakti. But this bhakti is what evokes Krishna's compassion, karuna. Whereas those who don't have bhakti have to become 100% transcendental. The munis, the great sages. So this verse, or this combination of these verses, what it is doing? It is glorifying, even in the literal sense. Keep aside the fact whether Vrajvasis are pure devotees or not. Let's keep that aside. Even assuming they have some material conditioning, what is definitely in front and center is that bhakti is the highest glorification of bhakti, Krishna bhakti. I hope I'm making myself clear. So these are some very important points that Srimad Bhagavatam is bringing out. And again, we are looking at it from various angles and simply relishing the beauty, the bhakti in Srimad Bhagavatam. All right, is making sense what I'm saying? Okay. Okay. Somebody kindly read translation.
Lord Krishna revealed the indestructible spiritual effulgence, which is unlimited, conscious, and eternal. Sages see that spiritual existence in trance when their consciousness is free of the modes of material nature.
Very nice. ठीक है, तो ये हो गया 15. 16. So here the actual seeing occurs or takes place, and the description of the actual seeing of the Vaikuntha or the Goloka planet. Te tu brahmhridam nita magna krishnena chodhritah drishya didrishur brahmano lokam. So didrishur, again to see, brahmano lokam yatra akruro adhyagat pura. So yat akruro adhyagat pura. Okay. So te tu brahma hridam nita, that they were taken by Sri Krishna to this lake. It's a lake called Brahma Hridam, where Akruraji had gone. He took a dip inside this lake called Brahma Hrida, and he came out and he saw Vaikuntha. The same lake Krishna took all the Gopas to and make them go and take a dip and come out. All right. So this is what is happening. Now, Akruraji also, by the way, Sri Jiva Goswami clarifies, those who have read 10th Canto or Krishna book, gets a vision of the Vaikuntha in a different lake when he's coming from Mathura to Vrindavan to take Krishna upon the invitation of Kamsa to come and fight with Chanura and Mushtik. So that is different. This one happened in a previous kalpa or previous day of Brahma. Okay, so that is the understanding, that Akrurji went into this lake and took a dip and saw Vaikuntha in previous kalpa of Brahma. So that lake, Brahma Hridam, Krishna took, and Magnaha Krishnena Chodhritaha means Magna means to submerge, and Cha Udhritaha means to bring out or bring up, and Magna means to submerge. So basically, Krishna make them take a dip and come out. And Dadrishur Brahmano Lokam. And here they saw the Brahmano Lokam. So there are two meanings given to this Brahmano Lokam. Okay. So I just want to, I know we are running out of time, but I will, for sake of completeness, these are important points, okay, to relish Bhagavatam. So kindly bear with me. If you have to drop, kindly feel free to drop. One more verse is left after this, and then we'll be done. So Brahmano Lokam, first of all, they got a darshan of Vaikuntha planet. Why it is called Brahmano Lokam? It's not Brahman. First of all, it's not Brahma Loka. Brahma Loka is within material world. Satya Loka or Brahma Loka is the topmost planet in material world. It doesn't mean that. What it means is that planet which is made of the spiritual element. And what is called the spiritual element? Brahman. Okay, so made of the spiritual element. So Vaikuntha is made of spiritual element. Okay, so it is the Brahma Loka in that sense, or Brahmano Lokam. Another understanding that is given by, let me see if I have written. I think Srila Sridhar Swami. It's in the same section as I have put here. So he writes that they went in. Okay, when they went into the lake, they saw Brahman, Brahma Jyoti. Okay. So that is also spiritual. It's not material, but they went in and they saw, but very quickly they became very agitated on seeing Brahma Jyoti because there was no seva of Bhagawan. So in Brahma Jyoti, no seva of Bhagawan. And they felt agitated and Krishna took them out. because they wanted to be in Goloka. And when they came out, then they could see. So probably this dipping and coming out is like a process that Krishna makes them go through to actually see the Goloka planet. And when they came out, then they actually saw Goloka planet of the spiritual world. And then they were filled with so much happiness. Okay. So then they saw the Brahmano Lokam, and the next verse we will read that they saw that they became completely happy with what they saw, and they even saw themselves there. And they all could see Krishna being worshipped as the Supreme Lord. So a couple of twists, not twists, but different angles to the last verse we will see. So please hang on if you can. So these are the two meanings that they saw Brahma Jyoti while they were dipped in the lake. And then they started like agitating. Like, if you put your face in the water for long enough, you will start agitating because of no breath. And then, Krishna took them out. And then they saw the Brahman, no, the Goloka planet. Okay. Or it could be the other understanding that he dipped them and took out and they saw the Brahman Lok, but it means not Brahman, not planet of Brahmaji, Satyaloka, but a planet made of spiritual element, which is Vaikuntha. So both meanings are there. Yat Akruro, and Akrura had previously seen this. Okay, can somebody read this?
Translation. The cowherd men were brought by Lord Krishna to the Brahma Radha made to submerge in the water and then lifted up. From the same vantage point that Akrura saw the spiritual world, the cowherd men saw the planet of the absolute truth.
Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, clear? So, yeah, I have some more notes here. Yeah, so one of the points that Sri Sridhar Swami makes is that Brahman happiness, we say, no, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, na shochati, na kankshati. So when Brahma Bhuta devotee becomes so happy, Prasannatma, so there is definitely a lot of happiness in Brahman, but that pales, that fades in comparison to, it's much, much, much less than Goloka happiness. And I think there is a specific word that was used, Brahma Sukh is so much less than Seva Sukh. Okay. So because mainly that Brahman, there is no Seva, like I had mentioned here, no Seva. And that's why they got so agitated. And when they saw the Goloka planet, they saw themselves doing so much Seva, and whatever fun they are having here in Vraj, they saw same thing there. I said, yeah, bindas. This is what I want to see. Confirmed. So all the previous understandings, will I get there, or is what is happening there, or hum kitne pani mein hai, or whatever we said. So those understandings kind of get aligned. Yes, Shamlila Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sorry, just a question, Prabhuji. I was kind of trying to understand this with the translation from Ishopanishad, the 15th verse, where it's saying that your real face is covered by the Brahman. So kindly move that covering and show yourself. So is it also like that in the spiritual planet, that is it kind of covered with Brahman, and then it has to be kind of that curtain has to be sort of taken out to be able to
Curtain has to be taken out with Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena.
Right. So is that
those in the spiritual planet, they have Prema Anjana, and so no, they have the solar goggles, whatever yesterday we were discussing in Bhagavad Gita class, right? You were
right.
They're having the solar goggles and they can see all the sun, the eclipse, the various, all the features of the sun, sunspots. I used to be part of the Astronomers Society here, and we had sun telescopes. We have all the things. You can see all the sun flares, sunspots, eclipses, all the features of the nice features of the sun, but you have to put that glasses on. Otherwise, you'll go blind.
Right. But like, sorry. So,
Go
but
ahead.
sorry, I'm taking up more time. But like these devotees, obviously, they already have prem. So like, what is it kind of like a package deal ki ye to milega hi and then aage बढ़ जाओ, or like why would they see it, kind of is what I'm wondering.
Why would they
Because
see what?
the effulgence, why would they even see it?
Or why did Krishna show?
Right, maybe.
So there are multiple understandings. Like I said, one of the understanding is that Krishna dipped and took them out as a process to show them. And then they saw this Brahmana Loka, which means the spiritual planet, or planet made up of spiritual element, which is Vaikuntha. That's one understanding.
Right.
That's what I said here. The other understanding, it's a different one. So if this doesn't appeal to you, then stick with the first one. That the second one being that for a very short time they saw that and got repulsed. Now, why Krishna in this understanding? In the previous one, there is no such scenario. So from your standpoint, or given somebody like you who's asking, or somebody who's asking such a question, that question is itself taken off the table, right? In the second case, let's say you are, indulging in that explanation, or you're entertaining that explanation for a moment, then you are right to ask that why did Krishna show? Again, we can I didn't see any explanation in the commentaries, but we can contemplate on that, perhaps because, like someone said earlier, to show like the repulsive aspect of Brahman, that there is no seva, and they said, what is this? There's no seva here. I don't want it. And then Krishna showed the swagatim. So that could be one understanding. And on the spot, I can't invent or.
Right. Ji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Yeah, we can meditate on that, or devotees can meditate on that. Okay, last few more minutes. Yeah, one thing, kindly mute. Yeah, one more point Srila Sridhar Swami makes, that it shows that Krishna can do anything. So even it's showing the real opulence of Krishna, that even to the Vrajvasis, he can show the Brahma Jyoti. So Krishna is all powerful. He can do anything. And the other understanding is that it is also said, now it is given in the case of the Munis, and that example was given earlier in this previous verse, Yadhi Pashyanti Munayo, that these Munis are able to see it in Samadhi only, and that is mentioned in the verse, Samanvitaha, not in actuality. But because Krishna is so powerful, it is shown that even though these Vrajvasis are conditioned material, nara līlā, they are naras, right? They are not great Munis, but Krishna can show what not the Munis can't even see in reality. They can only see in Samadhi. They can show, first of all, to non-Munis. They can show it in reality. Krishna can show it in reality. So it is showing the greatness of Krishna. Krishna can do anything. You don't even have to be a Muni, and you don't even need to go into Samadhi to see it. He can just show you. Okay? So those people who are more a little bit not such absorbed in bhakti may appreciate that understanding. And Sri Jiva Goswami mentions that Sri Krishna showed the Vaikuntha abode to Brahmaji also. In the second canto, it is there. Okay, last 17. So, Nandadayastutam drishtva, again drishtva, see. So, third occurrence of drishtva. So, Nanda Adi, Adi means etc., means all the Gopas. Okay, etc. means all the others. Paramananda Nivrita, they became Paramananda, full of bliss. This is so nice. Nivrita means full of, very, very joyful. Krishnam tatatra chandobhihi, and what they saw there. So this is the vision, what they saw. What they means the Gopas saw. So first of all, they became very happy. Paramananda Nivrita, ekdam bindas, like like having prasadam after Nirjal Ekadashi, like like the best one. So Krishnam Chetatra, and what they saw there, Chandobihi, the personified Vedas were offering their prayers. They were doing their stutis. Stuyamanam tu vismitah, suvismitah. And they became very surprised. So Krishna kind of leaves it as a, even though he kind of says Ananda, okay, he injects a little bit of different mood. Ananda and Vismaya are different. Okay, Vismaya means surprised. Ananda means everything is aligned to what you want to see. Or something like you have no questions, right? Ananda means, are ekdam bindas or whatever, like super happiness. There's no doubt or clarification, question in your mind. That is exactly Vismaya. Vismaya means they're surprised. So Sri Shukdev Goswami injects that mood here, that they were very surprised on seeing this Vaikuntha aspect. Now, this is also done again for the broader people, that this is Vaikuntha, not Goloka. So that is one understanding. So where they saw that, oh, there is so much glorification happening, the aiśvarya of Krishna is what surprised them. And then Sri Jiva Goswami writes this, that they thought, Are nahi, our position is so much sweeter in Vraj. There is no personified Vedas here, and Krishna is not being glorified by the hymns, by the stutis and all that. And there is, they did not like this, aiśvarya bhav. And they became little surprised on seeing that. Baki sab theek hai, the cows are there and we are also there, but that is Jiva Goswami's explanation. So they saw all that, and that made them happy, but this part made them little surprised. Are, ye kahan se aa gaya? It's like, sometimes you serve pasta with sambar. I've seen that sometimes. When you ask devotees, okay, bring whatever you want. So somebody will bring rice and sambar, but somebody will bring pasta and sambar. How to mix pasta and sambar? So, like that. So that is what happens. Okay. And it is in this verse that Sri Jiva Goswami says, Gopanam lokam. Lokam swagopanam. That the loka of the personal loka of the Gopas, which is Goloka. So that is what Jiva Goswami says. And then Jiva Goswami has a very long, like 10-page commentary on this. I didn't include all those details. It will take another 2 classes. But basically, Jiva Goswami has taken, Jiva Goswami, who he is, being who he is, he took from all the places, primarily from Brahma Samhita and Puranas and Srimad Bhagavatam, description of Goloka. So description of Goloka, he took and assembled it into a whole, like a booklet almost. The purport of Sri Jiva Goswami is like a small booklet, almost 10-15 pages of description of Goloka planet. So if ever you are looking for one single place to find complete description of Goloka Vrindavan, you can look at Laghu Vaishnav Tosini, which is the commentary by Sri Jiva Goswami on this verse, and you'll find a nice, very nice collection of verses with explanation of Sri Jiva Goswami. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this chapter. Then next chapter is Ras Leela. So 5 chapters, and after that, so assuming Ras Leela 5 chapters, we keep it aside, comes the next chapter where again Nanda Baba is attacked. Here also Nanda Baba was in little trouble. He was captured by Varun Dev's servant. Now that Vidyadhar, forget his name, kya naam tha uska? Who had become a snake. Sudarshan, yeah, Sudarshan Chakra, that's how I remember. Dekho. Sudarshan, I think his name was Sudarshan. He got cursed by some sages to become a snake, and so I just want to, why I want to connect these two pastimes is because Nanda Baba is being swallowed by a snake. Oh, Sudarshan, hai na? So Nanda Baba is being swallowed by a snake, okay? And the Gopas, they try to kill the snake and beat the snake, but the snake is like very powerful. And then they start again yelling to Krishna, Krishna, and then Rama, and then Krishna comes and just touches his foot on the snake, and the snake converts back to the celestial body, the Vidyadhar, just like the Nalakuvar and Manigriv. You know, when the trees fall, then they come out of the tree. Same way, this Vidyadhar, who is like a Gandharva or like a, you know, celestial person, demigod kind of, named Sudarshan, he was cursed to become snake. So he says, I was not going to eat Nanda Baba, but I knew if I do this, you will come. And I wanted to get the touch of your lotus feet. So Krishna also didn't kill him. He just touched him. He knew. And Nanda Baba was released. The point is that if the Gopas knew that Krishna is Bhagawan, he is Bhagawan's father, how can anything happen to Bhagawan's father? Nothing can happen. But they still tried to kill the snake and tried to release Nanda Baba and got so, you know, anxious, became in anxiety, which means that they forgot. Sri Jiva Goswami mentions that after this whole episode, again they forget that our Krishna is Bhagavan. And they come back into that loving parental mood. And that is proven by the next pastime, where they try to do whatever it takes to rescue Nanda Mahārāja. Who can do anything to Bhagavan's father if that understanding had prevailed? So that is the completion of this. Okay, let's read the translation. Can somebody kindly read?
Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yes. Medha Mataji, is that you?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Nanda Maharaj and the other cowherd men felt the greatest happiness when they saw that transcendental abode. They were especially amazed to see Krishna himself there, surrounded by the personified Vedas, who were offering him prayers. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All right. Thank you for enduring me for so long and for giving me a chance to study Srimad Bhagavatam and share it with you. Thank you so much. Any comments, questions, anything? Anyone? All right. Thank you so much. Huh?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I just wanted to ask कि ये एक श्लोकी रामायण श्रीमद् भागवत में कहाँ पे है? कौन सी बुक? कैंटो?
नहीं, भागवत में नहीं है ये.
अच्छा.
Yes, it's not from Srimad Bhagavatam, but it's a very sweet.
कहाँ से है? If you know.
Anybody knows? I don't know. It may be from writings of some different acharya. I can research and try to find out for you.
Please, at your comfort. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So we may not have class for a few weeks. I will announce. And another thing, our favorite dear Hari Parshad Prabhu is going to be in Portland and in many other places in the US. So please, relish his katha. One of the best connoisseurs of Srimad Bhagavatam that I know. Okay. Granth-raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you.